But the problem with the Sichuan Railroad Company was that the shareholders or the directors or the local gentlemen, then there are two versions of the story. Either they put money with the certain banks in Shanghai, then went to speculate in stocks and lost it all, or they directly speculated in stocks in Shanghai and lost it all. Either way, they lost it all. And so Sheng Xiaohai and the central government was like, I can't pay you for your own speculative losses. I'm not going to do that. And so what happened was, then everybody was like, oh, you're taking away our right to own the railroad company. So they all went to the government headquarters as like a march to the government headquarters. Some carrying the tomb plaque of Guangxu, because it was the Guangxu emperor who gave them that right. And then the provincial governor of Sichuan ordered to shoot the protesters, and sort of like 30 or 40 people died. And then the governor was like, just to warn everybody not to do this, do not take the bodies away. And then it was raining, and so all the bodies then got bloated. So it was a horrible scene. And so there was a huge reaction and a huge amount of violence going on in Sichuan. And so they needed to have, it's very easy to draw the map, even though it's not as. So Sichuan is here, right? Chengdu. And so when all these protests were happening, you need some army to put them down, right? So the Qing government got some army from Wuhan to Sichuan. And when they did that, Wuhan became a bit empty. And in Wuhan at the time, there were actually a lot of revolutionaries inside the new army. Okay, so when they left, this is in July and August. By early October, they're saying this is the best time to have a revolution. And so they wanted to do it on October 6th, which was the Mid-Autumn Festival. But then I think again some soldier got drunk and kind of blurted out, so they couldn't do it. So on the night of the 9th, okay. So the National Day of Taiwan is the 10th of October, right? So this it explains why it's the 10th of October in detail. On the 9th of October, that night, one of the revolutionaries called Sun Wu, same name as Sun Tzu, it's called Sun Wu as well. He was making his own bomb. Okay, he was making his own bomb. And then one of his friends, again, typical Chinese etiquette, was like smoking. And I was like looking down. I was like, oh, so what are you doing? And then the cigarette dropped into the, that's the founding of modern China. Dropped into the bomb or the gunpowder, exploded, and then it burnt Sun Wu's face, which was Sun Wu's. But that's a small point. The smoke then alerted the authorities, came in, arrested a few individuals. Okay, arrested a few individuals on the morning at 9 a.m. on October 10th. They executed 3 of the revolutionaries. If only they would know that it was, the Republic was just around the corner. So the 3 were executed. The problem was, now the governor actually had a list of all the people who signed in sympathy with the revolution. Now, they signed didn't mean that they were actually revolutionaries. It's a bit like if someone made a pro-demonstration comment on Facebook and you liked it, right? It's a little bit like that. But then the governor, after killing the 3 individuals, did not continue arresting other revolutionaries, nor did he say, because a lot of times you can't really arrest everybody, right? So what you do, a typical thing was just to burn the whole list. It's like, you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. I'm just going to burn it. I don't want to look at it, as if nothing happened, right? But then he didn't do that, nor did he start arresting. So what happened was everybody, so let's say you've liked somebody's comment. It's like, crap, are they going to arrest me? Are they going to arrest me? So one of the guys, one of the main, they were actually very low soldiers. They were just like, a sergeant or whatever, was saying, you know what? We probably need to revolt. Otherwise, they're going to come at us. And so they were going to do it right after lunch, right after the march training after lunch. But then it rained, so there was no training. And so it was at night, and then they were talking, and then someone higher up was like, "What are you guys mumbling about?" And then one of the guys got way too nervous and shot the guy. And so like, we've shot him, so might as well do the whole thing. So they went into the artillery rooms, took out the guns, and started fighting against the governor, and the people was pro the governor. The governor, funny enough, late Qing, it's the beginning and the end is from the same family. Remember the guy who negotiated the Nanjing Treaty? This guy called Qi Shan. He's the beginning of the late Qing, the beginning of our story. The governor of Wuhan at the time was a guy called Rui Cheng, his grandson. And now he was not exactly a good military officer. Most Mandarin, the Manchurian officials, were not that good anymore. What he's famous for was having really nice opium pipes. They would name them like, with a nice Beijing opera singer names, like Pavarotti or something like that, right? And so he basically dug a hole and he fled through the wall into one of the battleships on the Yangtze River, and Wuhan was overtaken by the revolutionaries. Now, how did that, something like this, then led to the complete collapse of the Qing Dynasty? That's for next time.